on the one hand, revolutionary moments always seem to come out of a surprise. They are always surprising, and they're never really predicted. It's not like people were like, the Russian Revolution, like it was as equally a surprise, even though we look back and it seems predetermined by historical, like all this kind of stuff. So movements always surprise us, but at the same time, we're part of this long, multi-generational storyline. Our ancestors have been rising up for greater freedom since, like, you know, the dawn of civilization, and so what we are right now is part of a multiple thousand-year storyline, and it extends beyond us. So there will always be protest. This is the thing. Even though my book is called The End of Protest, it's not saying that there will ever be an absence of protest. In fact, an absence of protest would probably indicate the coming of a revolution. Whereas what we have now is the excessive frequency of ineffective protest. That's why it's the end, because they don't mean anything. And so that's kind of the moment we're in, is that we are in a historical moment where we're going to see more and more frequent protests, with more and more people joining the protests. And now the challenge is how to make those protests effective rather than just symptomatic, or, you know, just a kind of knee-jerk response that happens to the growing injustice of this world. So the basic idea is that the edge leads the pack, that the edge of a group is what defines where the group is going to head. And with Occupy Wall Street, you know, we're very consciously watching the edge of politics. That's what Adbusters does. And the idea for Occupy Wall Street, I mean, it came on the one hand from taking the Spanish acampadas with the Egyptian, you know, uprising and combining them, but the tactic itself of occupation most directly came from the students who were doing occupations in the UK and in America. And I had been to an occupation at the Berkeley, and I had seen the students take over their classroom and start shouting slogans. And I remember thinking, oh, we can take this tactic from the edge of politics, and we can transpose it, though, into a large open space, because it was just obvious to me that they were just allowing themselves to be encircled, and it was pointless. So the best ideas, what seems to happen is that the best ideas come from small minority viewpoints, and what you want to do is you want to take those and transpose them into a new domain. And so part of what activism does, I think, is this process of constantly churning the edge towards the center. And that's what people seem to find inspiring, because those are the ideas that really capture their imagination, that feel real and authentic and edgy. And that's kind of like, yeah, one way of tactical innovation is to hunt the edge of things. And I think that's really important, though, to hunt both the edge of the left and the right, because I think that we tend to just hunt our own edge and then respond to the edge of the right as like we're afraid of it or something, whereas like it's all edges. All edges are where you want to draw from.